It is day 16 of 95 days of summer, and I am just having a blast this summer. And I'm just so excited that so many of you guys have decided to join in on the 95-day challenge of just taking these next 95 days of your life and going hard. So it's day 16, and I just wanted to share with you guys a thought that I had. I was talking to um, one of my sisters, LaShonda. I was talking to her online. Shout out. I love her. She is like one of my biggest people who encourage me and motivate me and keep me going, and that's just been a blessing. We were talking on Facebook last week and just about like how far I've come and how sometimes, we get discouraged because we're so focused on just the right now that we lose sight of how far we've come. And she was just saying to me, like, regardless of what the number in the scale says or regardless of the size of your clothing, if you can look in the mirror and smile, and if you like what you see, then you need to be able to basically like live in that moment and embrace that moment and not be so focused on a number or things like that. And recently people have kind of been like, oh my gosh, you're so small, and I'm just like, okay, no, I'm not. And I kind of downplay how far I've come because I feel like they're only comparing me to 356-pound me. Like if you just saw me walking down the street and never knew how much weight I lost, you wouldn't be like, oh, that girl's so small. You'd just be like, oh, she's average or a little bit overweight. And so it's really hard for me to still accept the comments of like, oh, she's so small. Because in my mind, I'm like, you're just comparing me to the old me. And I'm, one, downplaying where I am and then just kind of minimizing their compliments. And that's not okay. But still, I have to, at the end of the day, be able to look at myself in the mirror and see what I see and value that for myself. So yesterday I went to San Diego and hung out with some friends, and I got dressed, and for the first time in my life in this weight loss journey, I looked in the mirror and was like, oh my gosh, I'm small. Like, I'm not small compared to me. I'm not small. Like, and just looking at myself in pictures with people for the first time in my life, I feel like I don't stand out in the sense of like my body. I'm not the big girl in the pictures anymore. And that was like an epiphany for me. Not so much about my size, but just kind of feeling like I, I fit, and it sucks because at 356 pounds, I should have felt like I fit. I should have felt like I belong here, like I matter. And so the point of my comment is not to say that the goal of this weight loss journey is for a girl who's morbidly obese like I was to be like, I can't wait till I lose 150 pounds or whatever so I can fit. I hate that it took me losing weight to feel comfortable, but that's my journey. And I'm just hoping that someone else can say, I matter, I belong here no matter what size I am. But at the same time, I'm not going to downplay my hard work and my effort and my blood, sweat, tears, just the decisions to push past my discouragement. So I just am really encouraged because for the first time in my life, I can look at myself and say, I look good, and I'm small. Like, I'm wearing clothes that I never thought I would ever be able to fit. And like for the first time in my life, I'm like, this is what it feels like. And it's crazy because people, I never set out a weight goal when I started this thing. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to live life to the fullest internally. And like, honestly, I feel like I am the girl I set out to become. Not physically, but internally. And that my physical state right now is a representation of the work that God has done on the inside of me. And so when it looks like, wow, I think I'm beautiful, I do. Because I'm not about to downplay the last 3.5, 4 years of my life because it has been a battle. But I chose to keep fighting and hopes that I will feel the way that I do today. So anyway, day 16, 95 days of summer. Don't give up the fight.